I'll be doing a C0 Tighnari or Tighnari review. I can never get the name right because in the PV they call him Tighnari and in the cutscenes too. But then I think most people still call him Tighnari. Either or. Yeah, so today is actually the last day of his banner. For my server at least, he's still here. I know maybe if you're ahead, like in EU or Asia, you're already on the Ganyu and Kokomi banner. But anyway, for me at least, it's the last day. And realistically, I wasn't like heavily farming for his materials to get him leveled up like right away, which is why. But also, this is a shorter patch. It's only 5 weeks long. That's why the timing is also off. So anyway, I want to quickly do this review because he is going to still be in the standard banner as of 3.1, so next patch onward. And also, he will also be available, therefore, if you lose the featured character banner 50/50s moving forward from 3.1 onward as well. So therefore, there is still a very good reason to still do this review. All right, let's get started. Okay, so as you can see, I don't have him fully leveled up to 90 yet. I did try my best. I'm having some trouble getting all the stuff for him. I have been diligently farming a little bit every day, but anyway, that's not the issue here. Let's just focus on what we have so far. So I have his crit rate at 58.6, crit damage 160, and energy 136. It's not the highest, and his elemental mastery was at the top. It wasn't the highest either, but I will say it's decent, okay? Weapon-wise, I did give him the Viridescent Hunt instead because it has a crit rate stat. I was originally planning to give him the Amos bow, but because I did not get good artifacts for him and I wasn't able to I did a few runs in the new domain and I wasn't able to make a set for him, so I'm just going with what I have, which we'll talk about. But he would do obviously really well with the Hunter's Path, which I tried a few polls on there, but I figured it wasn't really my thing because I didn't need to. I have the Viridescent Hunt, the Battle Pass. I also have this extra Amos bow, which was the original goal to give to him, right? And yeah, so anyway, it didn't work out, and I did talk about weapon options in my other video as well, talking about that for him. And I also talked about the Hunter's Path compared to other bows, not just for him, but for other characters as well, and mainly for Ganyu and for Child. So check those out if you're interested. But specifically, I gave him the Viridescent Hunt, and I'm fine with it. I will say though, I actually did not end up using his charge attacks very much. I actually use him more for his burst instead, and because of that reason, I actually don't think that the Viridescent Hunt works that well for him in my case. But for those of you who are planning to use him for his charge attacks, it will be better if you actually get the Hunter's Path, of course, or the Amos bow, or Hamayumi, or this, or any of the other bows that we talked about in the other video. All right, having said that, artifact-wise, as you can see, I did not get a full set of the new one, so I just ended up giving him the Elemental Mastery set from the from the Wanderer's Troop, and this is just the off piece, just because it has the crit damage on there and some Elemental Mastery, so that's all. So I made sure to just give him the 4-piece set here. Obviously, he'll do well with Elemental Mastery, Dendro damage, of course, crit rate and crit damage is a must, right? And attack percentage. So those are all the good ones. And of course, although his energy is okay, but you could still get some more energy for him as well. I did not go for any of his constellations, and I don't think that you need to for this guy. Although C1 looks okay, but that's only if you really do the charge attack. So in my case, I don't. And because of that reason, I'm not going to bother reading the rest because really there isn't much more to it. You don't need to. He's really FGP friendly and very early game friendly. What I will say is I'll go through them quickly, but I'm not going to spend too much time on them. So I just want to make it clear he's very good at C0 already for what he needs to be, what his job is going to be. So for C2, sorry, when there are opponents within the field that he creates with his E skill, then he'll gain extra Dendro damage, which is nice. This is +3 levels for the alt, I believe. And this one is when the alt happens, then all the nearby party members will gain some elemental mastery, which is a very nice little effect, basically, and triggers more reactions, etc. C5 is going to be the skill +3 levels, and C6 is going to be their arrows based on when he's doing his charge attacks, right? So again, extra arrow, etc., etc. So again, I just went through that really quickly. Again, you don't need any of his constellations. Talent-wise, I did give him 888. As you can see, I'm stuck now. I can't progress further, but if I was to progress, I wouldn't mind giving him 999, but there is also no rush either. He's perfectly capable at 888. I actually don't think that I needed my charge shot to be like 8 or even higher if I wasn't planning to do charge attacks, as I mentioned in the early part of my video. However, I do want to leave that option open, so I will make him 999 overall. So yeah, the bulk of his damage will come from his charge shots if you do that, and also from the burst too, technically. But you do need to do his E as well, and we'll talk about that. With the specifically for the E, many other streamers who have tested it out had said that you have to throw his E down, and then you can do charge attacks quicker because there is that passive effect. I'm not going to read it, but basically that's what it is. Once his E is down, then you can shoot 3 charge attacks really quickly, whereas a normal charge attack takes forever to load and charge. So yeah, it takes longer. And then for the E skill, for the Q, the burst, he will be able to shoot a bunch of arrows automatically through the animation and just dendro damage. It's a very straightforward kit. And then this one, again, you'll get an elemental mastery increase once you shoot a wreath arrow, which is basically a charge shot. And this one is when for every point of elemental mastery that he has, is that his charge attack will also increase the damage, basically. Long story short, it's not anything hard to understand, right? It's pretty straightforward. That's why he's very free to play friendly and early game friendly. And this last one is just very useful for, especially when I was locating his and Cole's items throughout the map. Basically, it'll just tell you the location of them. All right, so having said that, let's just go through it really quickly. Basically, I think that he's a great character, but I will say I'm very grateful that I was able to, and lucky to win the 50-50 and get him early as well. I wouldn't say that he's a must-pull character, and we all know, like, he's been compared to Ganyu as a Dendro version. I would think that actually Ganyu is more useful, to be very honest, more powerful. But Tighnari does have his place in the game currently because we just got Sumeru, and we do need to unlock certain Dendro puzzles, etc. Of course, and having that little passive to find and locate the regional specialties is really useful as well. Now, of course, Cole we got for free, and we also have Dendro Traveler, so technically he's not necessary. And moving forward, it's just a nice to have, but it's not necessary to pull for him. But hopefully for those of you who wanted him, then you got him. And, he's actually very straightforward to use, so I'm just going to demonstrate here that the other characters are there just to help out. So the Quicken is basically a large part of his kit, like Dendro and Electro damage is basically a large part of his kit. And also having Cole, which we all got for free, will also help because with his energy recharging and all that stuff. So, I mean, he does really well, as you can see, right? And he pairs really well with Raiden Shogun and other Electro characters, even like Fischl, etc. would be really great options to have. I'm just going to reproc that, and then we're just going to go at it again, right? So once you do that, as you can see, the charge shot can be faster. Whereas if you don't have the E up, then the charge shot is actually slower. So right now, after 3, it is slowed down, as you can see. So it already slowed down, yeah. So obviously I'm taking longer on this battle. I can obviously finish this guy off really fast with just Raiden Shogun, but obviously this is meant to be a showcase for him, right? So, I mean, it's okay. I wouldn't say that he's like the best character in the world, but he's a nice to have, and that's why I kept saying that he's great for early game players and free to play players. So anyway, I hope you found this interesting or found it useful. If you're trying to make a decision if you want to pull for this character, I wouldn't say that he's a must pull, but if you really want him, you can try because if the banner is still up for you. If not, then he'll be available from 3.1 onward in the standard banner and in the regular 5-star standard character pool for losing the 50-50 as well. Alright, hopefully you enjoyed that and found it useful. Stay tuned for more from me because I'll be doing the Cole review right after this, and then I'll have other videos as well. So stay tuned for more from me and I'll see you there. Thanks, and we'll see you there.